And we're back with Ovi. This is a Crown Point Truck and Trailer Repair Center update. It's been a long time, but Ovi, you had to come back because a lot's in the news. How you doing, brother?
And you can't complain. I'm doing good, except that they want me to do bad. I'm still doing good.
So let's just jump right into it. Who is they? Who wants you to do bad?
Village of Morton Grove. I mean, I can name the people. There's not a problem. So.
Well, I've seen this website go up. There was an article about the place got swatted or something. The police showed up and shut everything down. And then I see this the website Morton Grove. What is it called? MortonCorruption.com, and
That's a whistleblower who put it up.
Well, what's this about? So when did this all get started?
Judah, I wouldn't accept this interview, first of all, if they would not keep messing around and they will stop this corruption to a certain level. But even after you did everything they wanted, they still are corrupt to the bone, to bare bones. So all this started back in 2019, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 2019, when Zoe Hydorn, whatever it's her name, she got hired by Village of Morton Grove. So before
she's like her, a lawyer or something?
No, she's just a zoning, whatever. They have titles, they like titles. Okay. She's a young lady who wants to stab heads and be somebody at one point. So before her was another guy, Dominic, and that guy was a very nice guy, easy to talk. Yeah. He's telling you he wants A, B, C. You did it, and was no question asked. Well, the problem started when across to my building is Menards. They have a lot where they were crushing concrete. I don't know if you remember back then. I had like about 170 cars, 140 cars, whatever, Hondas.
Yeah, a bunch of Hondas. Yeah, I helped you sell them. Yeah. Yes.
And they started, and every single day was like a ton of dust on the cars because they didn't do the dust control. The rule says that you have to spray over so you control the dust, whatever, etc. So I went there personally. I spoke with which is really across the street. I mean, you walk to it. I spoke with the manager, the site manager, and he didn't care too much. Then I sent the manager, the company at that time. He went there, he talked to him. They didn't care. At one point, we actually start contacting the village. They say, well, we are not aware about any crushing concrete site in Morton Grove. So, however, I say, you know what? I don't know if my manager does a good job or not. I get a phone and I'm gonna call myself because all the cars daily, we had to wash them. And a brand new car, once it's scratched a little bit, it's not a new car anymore. I mean, when you buy it, you are picky to a car, right?
Yeah, it's almost impossible to wash cement dust off without scraping it, like getting all those little scratches on it.
Correct. Yeah. So we try initially first with the blowers, and then we spray only water, and then we brush. So at that point, I have about like 6 people just washing cars every single day. So I called the village, and finally I got this Zoe on the phone myself. And I told her, hey, look, it's a crushing concrete here on the site, and we have a lot of dust, and they don't do any dust control. I don't know who it is and what it is. And she denies. She says, no, we have no crushing control. We have no crushing concrete in the area. We don't do any construction. We are not aware. I said, well, then it's a problem because when they go to the public works is right at the end of the street here, like a block away. They passing by here every day. The cops, the municipality, I mean, you see them passing every single day. And how in the world you don't see a crashing concrete site, which is 3 acres, with big machines, and you say it's not there. So she came and she was pissed off. She drive right on the parking lot. She get out from a car. It was an old car. I remember even now, like a black car. I still have the videos and pictures and everything. We have everything documented. And she started yelling. That was the first thing she started yelling. I thought initially
Started yelling at you or at people
yes, at me.
in the
Yes.
office, or okay.
No, yelling at me because I was outside, and she pulled into it and they say, "How can I help you?" And she started yelling like ballistic. You know, she was ballistic, and I was looking like that. I say, I'm okay. I'm not old, but you almost can have to tell me, sir. You know, she's a young person. She's probably, I don't know if she's 30 right now. Well, she's looking like 50, but that's a different story. You know, but she start you know, yelling at me. I say, what's your problem with this? I say, who are you? I thought you were just a customer, right? And she says, well, I'm Zoe, the zoning, blah blah blah, whatever she tell me, right? And I say, okay, you just told me the phone. You're not aware about this cross site, and now you tell me you know about it because it's a project you guys do together with whatever other villages to run waters, you know, new pipes or whatever. Which I get it. I'm perfectly fine with that. It doesn't bother me as long as you tell me and you control the dust. So that's actually what started everything. Then
so that
start coming with. They take them off. You start. Oh, you need permits for the signs. We have signs up. We give them the permits. They don't know what LED lights means, you know, at that time, you know, LED lighting signs, you know. So whatever, we have to get them all the specs, you know, whatever we have to do for permits. We pull up permits. We did that. Then she come back, says the building is not in compliance because it's not properly zoned. I say, what do you mean? It's my building is the second building as a size in this village. One of them it's Crane, if I'm not wrong, at Crane it means it's on the other side of Menards, which is huge. And then is this building. They don't have another building at a such big like this one and such a heavy industrial like this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this was
the biggest and most industrial.
They cannot have most industrial than that, you know. They just cannot have it. So she started making kind of balloony stuff. And however, we went back and forth. They stopped. So we pay them every November, October, November. They send the paper that you have for the BCC. BCC is Business Compliance Certificate. We send them the money with the paper. They send us the business compliance. They give it to us for 2019, for 2020. So keep in mind, 2019 we were compliant. 2020 we were not compliant. I mean, hold on a second. Nothing changed, but you're not compliant anymore. I don't get it. So that's where everything started, you know, with them. And I lost about $77 million worth of contracts. They fake arrest me, you know, which was proven in the court. The Corcoran, whatever is his name, Corcoran, Officer Corcoran wrongfully arrested me.
Corcoran or something?
Yeah, Corcoran, yeah. And wrongfully arrest me. We went to the court. I won. He was caught lying in the court under oath. So you're talking about the police officer under oath lying. Police officer under oath lying.
What did he lie about?
About the whole arrest. So whatever he put in his police report was actually not even what was his testimony into the court. He make up more stuff into the court than really what was happening. I mean, the judge was very nice. At one point, the judge says, "You really waste my time, you know, to tell me this, which is not even true. So case dismissed." I mean, that was exactly the judge, you know, reaction.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you his reaction because he became red, like, you know, a lobster you pull up from the boiled water. You know, I mean, my lawyer was, he was angry. He was angry. My lawyer, you know, even says he never see a cop being so angry like that guy. You know, my wife and other employees was there, and we were all shocked. He was like, "How this happened?" Okay, I'm not gonna even say the bad words he said, you know, but how this happened, you know. And he was talking with actually the guy. So it was an ex-employee who came intoxicated to the place of work. I asked them to do. I asked him to leave. I asked them to do, you know, an alcohol test against him. They refused to do it. So the cops refused to do an alcohol test on an intoxicated person, but you are the one who get arrested for no reason.
So they arrested you for under false pretense, lied about the whole thing, got caught lying about it, and of course that angered them. What was this whole thing? So I'm just looking at this website now. It says the village officials conspired to seize control of their property and transfer it to LINMAR. What, a private company? What is LINMAR?
So LINMAR is a towing company. They used to rent space over here. I bought this building, was whatever. I leased it with option to buy, first right of refusal. We were beating one against each other. I beat him out fairly. I beat him out, right? He was kicked out. I mean, he kicked out. He didn't win the bid, so I won the building. Yeah. Well, that guy is across the street. He's in pockets of the village, period. Black and white, proofs, emails, texts, everything is there. It's nothing they can hide. And
the guy who owns LINMAR, or who, when you say that guy?
No, LINMAR with the village administrator, Ralph. Ex-village administrator, Ralph Serveski.
Oh.
Yeah, so on the high level, which, okay, they might have connections. I don't care. I mean, you can be with anybody in any pocket as long as it's not affecting me. I'm perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm perfectly fine. I mean, do whatever you want, but don't come to me for it. All right, so they couldn't get into the building. They tried to rent from me. They came to me. So they bought another building across the street in Morton Grove, too small, whatever. They built up a company. They sold it. And now they don't have where to go with the trucks. They don't have parking lot, where to put the towings. They don't have enough room for the tow trucks. However, they came if I want to lease part of my building to them. I say no. No, because, my business it's truck repair. We work with government's vehicles. We work with municipalities' vehicles, customers. So, it's heavy duty equipment. They are big. So I don't need nobody next to me. Well, through the court document, through the subpoenas, of the emails, we find out that actually Ralph Serveski was in cajon with I think so, was Lang or something like that, LINMAR owner, put it this way. Now his son Tony took over. So they actually start talking that how they can how can I take the property? In other words, put it this way, It started like, hey, it's a towing company.
They were conspiring against you to say, oh, let's get this OV guy out of here, and so that we can be so. But how? So the way they tried to do that was by basically swatting you guys, right? Like they came in and with the SWAT guys, with they were brandishing guns.
So that happened recently. So I opened lost against them in 2020 with my attorney. For civil rights violation and etc., right? Police, brutality and all the stuff. It's online. It's everybody just can punch it in. They can see it. Everything. I dismiss it voluntarily. Just keep in mind was the first lawsuit the village of Morton Grove had, which went all the way to the federal, and they tried to dismiss it 2 times, and the judge says no, let it go forward. A judge won't let a lawsuit with the municipality going forward unless he has something there. Put it this way, unless they have something there. So, we subpoena, we have all the documents, all the proofs, when they call FBI on me, trying to see if they have anything wrong against me so they can take over the property. That comes from Chief of Police, Michael Sima. In cajon with Johnson Dennis, which is another officer there, and Paul Yaras. Paul Yaras was another guy. You can see that he's in the all emails, CCs into the emails. So those are the guys who are trying to get, with Ralph Serveski and the village attorney, even the current right now, Teresa Liston. Terry Liston, how they call it.
Oh,
so
okay.
They call IRS on me. IRS contact me. I mean, IRS tell us black and white. It says, hey, we've been called by Morton Grove because you don't pay taxes. I say, you're wrong. So
you're talking about you're talking about Teresa Hoffman, right? From Lisbon?
Teresa Hoffman Lisbon, she has her own law firm as well. She's represented the village as well.
Oh.
So so what happened is they said I don't pay taxes, and they say, okay, no problem. The IRS sent me a ticket. I don't know from where they made the ticket. Over 250,000. What they didn't know is that I have my internal accountants, and on top of it, I hire a firm who's coming in every 3 months. They take all the documents and review every single penny of the company, make sure it's correct, reconciling the QuickBook, and audit it, and then submit it. So we do not play with that. Well, when we send those documents, because I received the tickets, I sent to my accountant. I say, hey, whatever, to that firm. I say, what's going on here? Something is wrong. It says, oh, don't worry. He took the paper, he sent them in. we have the email when IRS apologized saying that we're sorry, we've been contacted by Morton Grove. I mean, you don't need more than black and white. Plus, we have the email from the chief of police SEMA saying to Terry Liston that they should contact the IRS, IDOR, and all the stuff, or other, officials trying to get me tickets for wrong parking, even if it was on my property. I mean, to the email, you can see that they say, we don't know if we can, we want to give him a ticket for parking on the right of way, but we don't know if it's our right of way or not. But we're going to give him the ticket anyway. You see? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's just simple black and white.
You saw all these communications once the lawsuit started, and you're able to subpoena their emails. You're able to see them all talking between each other, saying, "Hey, we'll throw this lawsuit, we'll throw this ticket at them." A bunch of intimidation tactics.
Absolutely,
harassment.
Not a bunch, a lot of intimidation tactics.
Tons, yeah. I mean, I remember when I was there, they didn't want you parking near the corner. Just all these kind of petty things that they just kept throwing at you.
Keep in mind, on one of the adjudication hearing, they said that they will allow only 2 vehicles parked on the property. I say, guys, you're either dumb or out of your mind. I mean, you're talking about 4.5 acres, 120,000 square feet building with 2 vehicles. I mean, Judah, it's it's just common sense, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that at one of the meetings when I was with my lawyer at that time was a lady named Daniela. I'm not going to say the last name yet, but we were to the meeting, and his concern, actually, he's public, open. The Ralph Cerveski said in front of Terry Liston, in front of Zoe, and in front of Jim English, which is the building administrator, and my attorney, says something like this: "You are too young to can afford this kind of building. For sure, you are a drug dealer if you can afford this building." So you don't know that I'm working 18, 19, 20 hours a day. I'm working 100, 120 hours a week, and you come and tell me that I'm doing drug dealing? Come and check the whole building. I invite them. In. Yeah. So
his thing is, it was like a prejudice against you, saying this guy's too young. He's a Romanian. He there's no way he could have enough money to buy this building out from under us. We want it for what was that, the name of the company, LINMAR. We want it for LINMAR. This young guy, he's got to be doing. He actually accused you guys of doing drugs or selling drugs or something. Like this was a front or something.
Right in front of my lawyer, at that point I stand up. I say, you know what? This conversation is done. I know where it's gonna go. I know that all you want is to take over the building, and that was 2019. Now it's 2024.
Wow.
2019.
So it's escalated from there.
It's escalated from there. So that was the point when I knew this is already like a personal vendetta against Crown Point and me, or my company here.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me a company in this Morton Grove where they send the cops like 6-7 patrols in a normal day with no calls just to come and take photo of the building, patrols. Oh, they are protecting the property. Come on, let's cut this crap off. I'm not born yesterday. Until we told them, to the lawyer, to stop sending the cops, they didn't stop sending the cops. They was harassing with the cops. There are few nice ones. I will tell you probably next time about Atto, who's a very nice officer. I respect him, and very, straightforward. He even told me one time, "Hey, I was sent here by the village to beep with you and to give you a ticket." That's exactly his own words. I have it on the video. I have him, even a picture with him sitting on me like this. He's a cool guy. He said, "I didn't give a parking ticket for a year. I don't even know how much is the amount, but I sent me to give you one." If this is not corrupt, if this is not intimidation, what else? What else?
So since 2020, have they visited? Have they come to? What are some of the things they did?
So after
like
the
Zoe
lawsuit,
or any of these?
No. So during the lawsuit, they couldn't come. I decided to withdraw the lawsuit. I told my lawyers, "Hey, listen to me. I'm here in Morton Grove. I showed them I'm gonna fight. Whatever they think, I will fight, because I believe whatever is right. That's all, And I hope so. They learned the lesson. I learned my lesson that, hey, don't mess with us because we're gonna come after you no matter what, right? And I told them, don't mess with me illegally because I'm going to come after you no matter what. So basically, we were kind of like, okay, we know the limits, right? So I told the lawyer, hey, dismiss the case, 1 year without prejudice. I don't think so. They're going to come back. Everything's going to be fine. We dismissed the case. What happened?
Okay.
Couple of days before 1 year passed, they started.
So they went a whole year. They're like a truce. It was like a truce for a year.
Angels for 1 year.
But as soon as why was it a year? What was the significance of it being a year?
Because within a year, you can reopen the lawsuit, initial lawsuit against them.
Oh, so they wanted to make sure
the past
they
years
don't want that lawsuit coming back.
So they don't want that one to go public, basically much. So as soon as that ends, they start coming ballistic. Jimmy English, who's one of my opinion, one of the most crook person over there with Teresa Liston and Ralph Silversky. I mean, I have a list with all of them, but definitely, I have the one which are the most. Through the email, you can see that, they start coming in. So they start fabricating things. They start saying that, we need the exit safety plan. No problem. I hire a professional, not me, because I'm not professional in that. Even if I know how to do, blueprints, I had somebody else doing it. They did the blueprints. We send them in. Then they say, well, we need a sprinkle system approved. No problem. I hire a guy to go to, a company to do the blueprints with engineers, again, with calculations and everything, submitted to Village of Morton Grove. That was in May of 2023 submitted.
You're making sure all the I's were dotted, all the T's were, you had everything.
Yes. In May of 2023, we submit the sprinkles they requested. Because one part of the building was not sprinkled, so I said, okay, I'm going to sprinkle it out to be compliant, no question, no, whatever, no other headaches. He submitted the papers. We even have the receipt from the from the FedEx, because they receive it. They initially denied that they receive it, and then they accepted when we showed them the receipt that they receive it. Initially, they deny it. When we showed them the receipt that they signed for it, they admit it in the emails and text that they got it.
They had to.
They had to. You sign for it. If it's your signature, you can tell me you don't know about it, But they said, give it to you. We're not going to give permit until you don't give us a floor plan. Okay. I find out 2 months after they receive it. Normally it takes 15 days for them to review it. It took them 2 months just to, and even that, when we confront them, where's the permit? So I hired an architect to do a floor plan. He did a floor plan with details. When I talk about details, it's nuts and bolts. Where's the lift mounted with inches and bolts and everything detailed. I can show that. I cannot probably put it right now here online, but I can. That's part of the proofs I'm gonna. That goes out to the public. So I presented to them. They said, "Okay, thank you. We're gonna let you know." Not 15 days later, about 30 days later, they said, "Oh no, we need an as-built plan." Well, the difference between a floor plan is the layout with the measurements. I overdid the architect overdid the floor plan just to make sure we're gonna be in compliance with them.
Yeah,
correct. Now they want as-built plan. That means electrical, engineer, everything. They told us that they don't have any blueprints from the building. Well, when this building has been constructed, it was supposed to have permits and it was supposed to have blueprints. That's not my responsibility to present it to you now, because I bought the building not new, right? Used. And I bought it with whatever plans I have, and I give you the plans I have, but you don't like it.
That building's been around since the 50s, right? I remember you talking about how they moved
1872. 1872.
72. Okay, yeah.
From 18, 70s. Not 19, 1872.
Oh, 1872. Oh,
1872, wow. The first. This building was nobody around here when this building was here. I have the blueprints. I have the photos of the area photos and everything since the beginning of the factory here.
Wow.
So I cannot know what's under the concrete. Jimmy English wanted to know what's under the concrete. Over there, you already know that it's already ridiculous what he's asking.
Yeah.
So, however, okay, I hire another professional who's doing only commercial buildings, build up stuff, and he did as they required. We give it to them. Just so you know, normally, Judah, I build up houses. That was one of my first trade when I came 20 years back in America. I build up houses. Yeah. I know that when you get the blueprint in front of the the village, it takes only one time, maximum 2 times to make comments on it, which means 15 days for them to review. They give it back, you do the comments, send it back to them another 15 days, they approve it, give it the permit. Just so you know, with the back parking lot, it took them 1.5 years to give me the permit.
1.5 years?
To give me 1 year and 2 months. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I don't lie. 1 year and 2 months.
What? That all this time you're paying for things, right? This is costing you money. That 1.5 years, you're delaying work.
Yes. And those 15 comments for the building as build plans, it took them 15 times, 15 comments. Now calculate this: 2 weeks for them, 15 days, 15 days for me to respond back. So 30 days, right? For each comment. How many weeks or how many months? It took us 7 months for them to acknowledge that the blueprint is correct. Just to acknowledge.
And in the end, it was correct.
It was correct from the day one.
Needed to be changed.
It was from the day one.
Gosh.
But they wanted to change something and they want to put it back on. It was just like, let's play like the mouse and the cat. Let's play with him. They wanted to rattle me out and to affect the business, because keep in mind, last year we have an adjudication. Before adjudication hearing, Jim English came for inspection. He issued 50 violations. I'm not saying they are right or wrong. All I can tell you is that 90%, in my opinion, they're balloonies. They might have 10%, which I agree. Hey, it can be. It's a big building. Might be a violation to make it. But they give me violation that when you exit from the building, you know my buildings. I can even show it on the camera if I have to. When you exit from the building, from the door, you need to have stripes all the way to the main street for the people in case of a fire. I did it within 1 day. Everything was on the ground. Now, I'm going to take you next time to Morton Grove, and I will show you where they have that on the floor. I'm the only building in Morton Grove having that. Only building in Morton Grove having, I even told somebody, I might be Picasso at the end of this.
You're going to have the best building in all of
with all respect, might not be the newest one, but I can tell it's one of the best right now. More compliant than any other building in the Morton Grove you can walk right now.
Wow.
Even though they still say it's violations. So he issued 50 violations.
Okay.
And one of the violations was like this: you need ventilation for CNC machine. Well, this guy, Jim English, he doesn't even know the difference between CNC machine and plasma machine. CNC do wood. He need a vacuum for the dust. If you want to control the dust, it's your problem. And plasma machine need a ventilation because plasma cut metals and you need ventilations. So he make a big deal of giving a violation for a CNC machine doesn't have ventilation. For him, does not have ventilation. He's not even properly trained. He just, I'm not going to say nothing bad about him more than this, not on this video at least, but after those 50 violation, normally we have a hearing with the officer, which was Daniel, whatever his name. I think so you have his name. Dietrich or something like that.
Daniel Dietrich. Or something.
Okay.
Dietrich. Yeah.
They call him the village judge. Well, that's a lawyer, a political lawyer, who get hired by a village of Morton Grove to do the hearings and to say yes or no. I mean, 99.99% of the time he say yes, because he's paid from the village pocket, period. There's no question asked.
Yeah, in the website it said he had a conflict of interest. I mean, if he's getting money from them.
He's getting money from them. I mean, who's coming to a meeting for free? Come on, not in these days, right? So all this being said, at the hearing, he said that all the violations are correct without even to come to see one of them. Not even one. Okay, so be it. After that, normally from the date of the violation, they have to give you 15 days, and they can, because of the high risk public safety, whatever they come, they said we have to shut down the whole building, completely, all businesses, the whole building. They came 14 days after, so they even breached their own rule. They were so eager to come to close the building.
They couldn't even wait 1 day?
No, they couldn't. Jim English couldn't. No, he couldn't. So he came, he put notices. Yes, I broke the notice off the door. Okay. They arrest me at that time, saying that I threatened him that I'm going to kill him under my own cameras, which has face recognition and everything. I have the recordings where I never say something like that. But however, that's an ongoing court. I'm not going to talk about court procedures right now. That's on Cook County, and I believe the justice is still going to be done. At one point, the first time when I was arrested, the justice was served. I think so. Except the fact that even the officer was caught lying, was not suspended, not put on leave, nothing. He was still a hero. He actually even got the badge being the best employee of the year. However, I don't judge that. That's when the boss is corrupt.
Is that Officer Ryan Corcoran? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. So when the boss, Mike Simo, it's a corrupt, don't expect his his people to be more honest. I mean, they have few of them. I admit they have few people which is very nice, and they even said, "I'm really sorry, Ovi, I have to do this. I'm really sorry." That's what the officer told me. However, they fabricated. I bought some trucks. I'm buying trucks too. I have a trucking company. Some of the trucks, semi-trucks, I bought them from dealership. I'm not going to name the dealership. I'm not going to name nothing like that. But I had a title. I have the paperwork. I have everything. I don't know how they get a judge allowing. I mean, I think so. It's pretty easy, as far as I understand, to get like a search warrant, right? Yeah. That those vehicles are fake or whatever. They make it up. The judge give them the stamp to go to do an inspection, right? Of the building. Yeah. So they came in. Judah was 40 or 50 officers.
98%. 50 officers?
Yeah, with the drones up, closing the roads. They go with like with the rifles out and go into the building. I mean, movies. I see they're missing action. I see that they're missing action. Probably they see SWAT team, SWAT, how you call SWAT movie, on Netflix, and now they try to imply it here. So, however, they come through. When they get there, all my titles was on the desk. For those vehicles, they got that title. They left all other documents. Okay, they make a mess. We all know they broke our wires. They throw monitors down. They broke. I mean, you understand? They call me. Please give me the PIN code for this door, so we don't break it.
Bullies.
Please. So police, yes, and I give them the code for the door to open it, but they break the toilet door. I mean, how really a person you can be to go to break a toilet door, an officer. I mean, probably he was in a rush to use the restroom. I don't know. Very possible. I can say what he did before, but whatever. They left. Man. It took them 2 days. They did 2 days investigation over there to my house. With all respect, what they did to my house, I can really consider them pigs, officially, with no regret saying that. I mean, they went on a brand new white sofa with the shoes on. I just bought the house, right? They go on the brand new carpet on the floor and they wipe. I have pictures. They wiped their feet on the carpet with mud. So, however,
what jerks?
I don't want to say, I don't want to say what further on this discussion further on that, because it's the ongoing investigation, and I will tell you more about this ongoing investigation. So, however, after they finished the 2 days investigation, I came into the building. I have videos, photos, everything they did and how they left it. Not long after, I think so, 2 days after, they get another search warrant. They realized they took the wrong documents from my building. Well, what they don't know about it, that I know into my office where the documents are and what documents are and which cabinet. So into one of the cabinets specifically with a lock, and the lock is broken. I'm going to send you a video of that and pictures that is broken. They broke the lock to steal the documents related to Morton Grove proofs I have against them.
They took all the proof that you had against them.
Unfortunately for them, they took part of it and it was originals, but however, I have copies of those. I've got the memory stick with over 600.
Is that what they were looking for?
Yes. Crystal clear, yes.
So the whole thing was just a cover-up it was just covering the fact that they were trying to get in there. It didn't have anything to do with titles or whatnot. They wanted to get all the evidence you had against them. You're breaking up a
Even
little
if they have something against the titles, so be it. Titles in the search warrant says they have to do documents only. I mean, to those trucks only. And They took all the documents, and in top of it, they took the Morton Grove papers. That was the only thing missing. Not my passport, no my ID, no my credit cards, no nothing. Just that. Okay, they broke the wallet. You have the picture on the website over there because the whistleblower put that picture as well. They broke the wallet in pieces. I mean, really. Okay, but however, yeah, it's over there. However, they realized after the first search warrant, and they asked for the second search warrant to cover their tracks. That's why they did the second search warrant. And then when they did the search warrant, they took all the documents from 2022, I think so was, or 20, whatever, 5 years ago, 2019. Because I keep documents for like 5-6 years, Okay. So for me, it was a very crystal clear that, hey, if you check the vehicle, you check the VIN number, it shows who's the registered owner. You got the title in hand. What else you want? Now, moreover, they're harassing the employees now, like the IT guy and my CSE guy, whatever, even the manager, to get something incriminating against me, anything incriminating against me.
How are they? Well, so are they calling him in, or are they arresting him? How do they get?
No, so what happened? After the search, they took the servers. They're very well protected, with whatever, all kind of like 5 encryption steps, on just one server, and let me put it this way. First of all, I don't care if the breaking thing is nothing illegally, and most of the documents are saved on different servers. This was just like a transit server, so I don't care what they're gonna get. But the biggest problem it is that they start going to the IT guy. They went to the IT guy house, and they called him. They went back to his house, and IT guy said, "Stop the camera! You don't record me on my property. I don't allow you to record me," because they were trying to record him. And they told him, "Please tell me something bad about Tovi or whatever he did wrong, so we can have something against him." Okay. I told IT guy, call me, and I say, "Hey, you gotta talk to my lawyer. Don't worry about it. It's fine." He went to Europe in whatever, some vacation, short vacation. He came back. While he was gone, police went to his house. His mom said he's in Europe. Police of Morton Grove contact the airport to hold him when he's coming back.
Wow.
For an investigation. So they hold him and his kid and his wife for 4 hours in the airport, waiting for the Prince of Morton Grove. Was Hogg, Officer Hogg, Justin Hogg. Okay. So the Prince of Morton Grove will go there and investigate him. His question was, his request was, "Please give me something bad, or if you ever did something bad for Ovi, we're not going to have problem with you. We're going to have problem with Ovi." And I think I told him clearly, "Hey, I don't know nothing which Ovi did wrong, ever. He never asked me to do something wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Okay, if it's something wrong, prove me, But until then, don't try to fabricate things against me, because this is fabrication things against me, right?" And he said, "Hey, Ovi did nothing wrong. He didn't make me do nothing wrong. All I did was like secure his networks, because I have a lot of, offices information going left and right, right? And give us the password at least." And the IT guy says, "I cannot give the password. I give them to Ovi. I don't even have them anymore. I give them to Ovi on an SD card, and I don't have it." At that time, Hogg got very pissed off on him. And he left. Then they released him. How far really can go an aggression? This is not about an investigation. No. This is not about an investigation, Judah. They called FBI on me in 2019, trying to find something wrong against me. FBI responded back, and that's in the email from Michael Simo, which is the chief of police. With Paul, whatever was his name. I can't tell right now because I have it here. Paul Yaras, who was another officer there, commander. And they ask IRS, IDOR, FBI, everybody something against me. 2019. Wow.
So they've been trying to find anything they can use against you, just so that they can get you out of there. At this point, they're just waging war against you, and they just want any kind of dirt they can trump up, and yet they found nothing so far. Nothing.
Well, so far nothing, and I don't think personally I don't think they're gonna find anything. But whatever, we leave the justice to prevail, I guess. I trust that justice has to be done. And I trust that justice has to be done. Even if you are a political or just a simple person. Or a hardworking person or whatever, doesn't matter, right? That even though they did a second search warrant, they request to confiscate all the passports. All right. And judge give them the approval. Yeah, take the passports. Judah, the passport was on my desk. They flipped them over and they still left them there. They didn't took it.
They were looking
Their
for
concentration was, let me find the proof he has against us. Because now if we can find dirt against him or something, or we can fabricate some dirt against him, he has nothing against us.
I see.
So all is just a maneuver done by Zoe, Terry, Jim English, Michael Simo, village administrator, which is Ralph Servesky, which, by the way, he was a sexual harassment over my wife. I don't want to talk about those right now. We have statements from the witnesses.
Ralph Serwinski?
Yeah.
Ralph Serwinski. Yeah, he's on
which is the village administrator.
Center of the scheme. Yeah, the village administrator. Yeah.
At that time. Now it's one guy, Chuck Meyer. He just came in. He's barking a lot right now, with all respect. He seems to be a nice guy, but I think so. He's getting a lot of pressure from those other ones, to do whatever, to do their agenda. Put it this way. He seems to be a nice guy. I mean,
they just maybe this guy takes over and realizes it's just a big scam against you.
No, he doesn't do it.
Off the horses.
He's not gonna do it, Judah, because he's paid by them, and he's one. They are 5'10", and if he wants his job, he better do whatever he wants to. Let me tell you something. In village of Morton Grove, it's very well known that they fire people if they don't do whatever they want, or how they want it. Not whatever, how they want it. Dominic fired because he didn't do whatever they wanted. He was not corrupt. They couldn't corrupt him.
Dominic? Who's Dominic?
Dominic Argument, I think so, was the guy who was before Zoe.
Okay.
He was not corrupt. Okay. Before this, Daniel Dedridge, whatever is the administrative judge, or it was another lady who, during a hearing, she even said to the listen, you guys have a lot of problem in the village. You better go there in the back and fix it before you come back again in front of me. Guess what? She's not there any longer.
Oh, wow.
I don't know the reason. I'm not going to speculate it. I don't want to be like them trying to make up stories, right? But, I have big inclination to believe that she's not there because she doesn't listen to their agenda, most likely.
Yeah.
More or less,
Wow.
Or at least that's how make you feel,
Yeah.
Sorry?
What this is basically Chicago politics bleeding out into the suburbs. Tactics of intimidation and control. Wow. That's pretty amazing. The fact that you're staying sane during all this is awesome.
I'm trying. I know they try to drive me crazy. I know they try all that. Judah, now after that whistleblower start putting everything online, I did some of them. I share some of them too, of course, after that. But when this whistleblower started doing it, and I heard that he went all the way, if I'm not wrong, he's already in Washington, talking to people in Washington, D.C. about this matter,
Okay.
I start thinking, that they will come back. It's two options. Either they're going to back off, either they're going to come and more aggressively try to make up something, or, keep in mind, investigation in Village of Niles was not even my place. So they went to one of the places where my guy lives and break in and stole the modem and whatever there was there, thinking that they find documents. So it was not even my place. Then they went to my house in Northbrook, and still they did an investigation as Morton Grove. In Morton Grove was 99% of the officer was Morton Grove employees.
Yeah.
They were called from home. At my house, I met an officer who told me, I don't know his name, but I know his face. I can recognize him easily. He said that I've been called from home. I really don't want to do this. I know this is not correct. This is not right. He even said, I know this is not right.
So
That's a
the
huge
boots
OB.
on the ground, they know that this is just a political farce that they're using as a weapon against you. They're being used. The boots on the ground are being used as a weapon against you.
I mean, I cannot tell you more than this, Judah, that if an officer come here and I was in front of the building, he came in, he looked into the trailer and they say, what's going on? I know him, you know, he's a very nice guy. I told you, respect for him. And he said, well, I've been sent here to beep you up and to give you a ticket. And I say, why? Well, I can show you the sign. It's not even signs here for no parking, but they are farther back west. But even on those signs, it says no parking from a certain hour, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. This was in the middle of the day. And he came to give a ticket. Middle of the day. So he came. I asked him, why you give me a ticket? He said, well, I've been sent out to give you a ticket. Sorry, bro. You know, I don't want to do this. I don't give a ticket for over a year. He didn't even know the amount of the ticket. He put an amount, then another officer came and says, and he was a nice guy, $2. He says, no, man, you put too much. It's not $30, it's $25, you know, the ticket. So he corrected the ticket to be cheaper. I mean, you understand that what pressure they get from their higher ups.
Yeah.
And he said, I love my job. That's all he cared. You know, I told him I hire you all as my bodyguards, no problem, you know. But that's how they just listen. But again, I'm not saying all are corrupt. There are few officers which are nice, but 60% of them, you know, they are following their vendetta to try to be something or somebody. You know, like Dennis Johnson, which is the commander. It's another officer there. I don't recall his name right now. You know, those Mike Simo, you know, Corcoran, you know, those are like the corrupt ones. You know, it's Terry Liston, Jim English, Zoe Hyder, Justin Hogg, which is another officer, Rick Dobrowski, which is not right now. Rick Dobrowski, by the way, that's a fire marshal. You know, he's one of the guy who lied, you know, about dwelling unit when it's actually an executive lounge. He can prove nothing. He doesn't have a picture with nothing, but he still insisted. And Willie says, we believe him. I mean, you believe somebody who doesn't have a proof, and I'm coming with pictures, and I ask you to take pictures, and you don't have them, and I have them, and it's not what you're saying, and you still believe him. I got a problem over there.
Yeah.
I got a real big problem. I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah, they're believing him solely on the fact that he is his position, rather than I mean that takes away all power from the citizens to defend themselves. To say, hey, look, I'm not doing any kind of dwelling place. Like, here's the pictures. Where's your proof that it's a dwelling place?
No, Judah, they have a lot of immunity and they take advantage of it. Even if they cross the line, all it takes is the people to wake up. That's all it takes. It's another business in Morton Grove, close to a restaurant, Moretti. He has offices there, and it's zoned properly, everything fine. But a developer is doing townhouses, and it's these townhouses. His business is on the way of the townhouses. It's a small building; it's not a huge building. And they try to kick him off the building so they can take over to demolish the building to build up townhouses. I mean,
which they probably get a kickback from. Yeah,
it's no taxes. A business doesn't give you as much. I mean, though I think so, they are not smart at all, because my building was $250,000 worth of in taxes annually. I don't think so. If it's vacant, they're gonna get any money. I believe not. And speaking of which, you know, they forced me to sign an agreement that I'm gonna move out and never do business in the village of Morton Grove, nor me, my wife, or any relatives close to me. Which again, I think so that's a pure violation of civil rights, saying that somebody has no rights to do business into a village.
Yeah.
I mean,
for no reason.
No, I mean, you cannot. You can. They can say whatever. Tomorrow I can open a coffee shop. They cannot stop me. Yeah. You know, they just cannot, because it's really breach. And I don't even know how to put it this way. If an attorney force you to sign that, by the way, he forced me to sign an agreement in order for me just to take a stamp for selling the building so I can transfer it under my name. But if I sign the agreement, even if the building is not fixed, they're okay with that.
Wow.
But they're not okay for me to operate anymore, even if I fix it.
Yeah.
Now, it's
not about the violations. It's all
Yeah.
it's all about using that as a lever because they want you out of there. It's prejudice. Yeah.
It's Prejudice, yes. And I told you, I got all the proofs. I know they were over the proofs. They are all over, you know. And when they went to my guy's house, you know, I asked him, hey, do you know? By the way, my brother-in-law, my own brother-in-law, they don't know he was my brother-in-law. They went and asked him, hey, do we have something bad about Ovi? You know, so you know, because you know, we know for sure he did something bad, but we need to know what exact so we can find it, you know, and go against him. Okay. And my brother-in-law jokey says, whatever you're looking for is not even here. And then the officer says, where is it? Where is it? Where he keep it? Where he keep it? Where he keep it? What? Where he keep it? What? The memory stick?
Oh, so that's what they're looking for, the evidence against them.
I mean, you go into my safe and you don't take nothing, right? Only the memory stick I have there with picture from the wedding, whatever. So even they took the personal stuff, which they were not supposed to, you know, with my weddings, my kids, born kids and stuff like that. You know, I have it on a whatever drive. They took that one. Fine, they can watch me getting married. You know, big deal. You know, yeah. So, but you can see what I'm saying. You know, I mean, and after the investigation, they were supposed to give you like a list of whatever they took, inventory list. They didn't provide anything.
Nothing.
No. What they did when they came in the building, first thing they disconnected cameras. Unfortunately for them, they don't know that I have backup cameras. So I know everything they took, everything they touched over there. Everything they touched. They accused me of drugs. Well, guess what? The dogs was inside. They couldn't find any drugs. Where the drugs are? Because that's what they said. I'm a drug dealer. That's why I can afford to have this building. Where are the drugs? I never touched one in my entire life. I never smoked. I never tried. And I will never try that ever, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that how low you can go.
When would you even have the time to do that? I mean, when I worked there in person, it was not 24/7, but like 14 hours a day of you being there early. You were getting your hands dirty with the mechanics of the things. When would you have any time for all this?
Dude, this is their problem, because they make like Christian comments because we are Christian, and European comes here. They think they are smarter because they work kind of like we don't deserve to get anything because we work hard. I mean, really? But you deserve anything because you stay over there in the seat and get fat and do nothing?
Yeah.
Just go and mess up with the small businesses. Why don't mess up with Amazon? You ain't gonna do that. They're gonna chew you in pieces. So what you do, you go to the smaller people trying to get rid of them and get your personal vendetta up. And I told you, it's the mayor involved. It's much more. We already speak for about an hour, but I will tell you on the next video.
Okay.
I will tell you the next video, about this,
Yeah. Well, for those of you watching, stay tuned for part 2 as we explore deeper into this scandal that's going on in Morton Grove. I appreciate you opening up about this, Ovi, and kind of getting it out there for those of us who've been part of the company and just wondering what the heck's going on over there. It's good to hear what really is going on.
Judah, the problem is that I wouldn't come up front doing this, really exposing them like this, but they're crossing any limits. Yeah. Zoe Hyder, Jim English, especially Jim English, and Rick Dobrowski with Terry Liston, and go on with the chief of police. You expect to be a correct one, a loyal one, and a guy who's really respecting the law and follow the law, right? Trying
to help the citizens. Yeah, trying to help the citizens like you instead of trying to. But you see this stuff all the time in Chicago where they're just trying to move things around so that they get better, tax income and maybe even kickbacks. Who knows?
I think so. It's more about kickbacks or, putting their friends where they want to be more than the taxes. Yeah. Because believe me, $250,000 worth of taxes versus probably $60,000 when it's vacant. I don't see where they make the money.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I don't see it.
Doesn't make any sense unless
zero.
Unless we're talking about personal vendettas and personal deal making, and that's just wrong. And I hope that
that's all. It's just wrong.
I hope that people wake up to the fact that there's so much corruption going on. You'd think that Morton Grove would be far enough from Chicago proper that it wouldn't be touched by all that corruption, but no, it's widespread.
No, it's widespread. It's widespread. I don't know about Chicago. I don't want to know about Niles. I know Niles is pretty cool. You know, Skokie is really nice people. I met with Skokie, administrator, perfect guy. You know, amazing guy. You know, but here, if you look into Google, if you Google, they always have something with businesses, especially if you look at it with European businesses.
Interesting.
People owned by Christian and Europeans. That's why they even make comments against me being European, being Christian, etc., etc. You know. So all this, you know, has something there into somebody's, you know, chest, and they don't like it, and they just go against them. That's it, simple, you know.
Yeah. Prejudice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna send them pizza to the village of Morton Grove. Go work for it, you know. Well, LINMAR goes every week over there, you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, Ovi, and let's tune in again
Joe.
soon to get the rest of it. And anytime you have anything update, just let me know, and we can tell the people.
Yeah, as I told you, you know, the evidence is already like spread into 6 parts, you know. So 6 memory sticks, because I know they're gonna come still looking for it. They will not stop, you know, because I have them black and white. That's why I'm gonna expose them now. So they're gonna have it there, and they cannot hide it anymore, you know. And they are to secure people, which I know they're gonna. I told you, I know for sure they're still gonna come. They're still gonna try. They're still gonna do the best they can to accuse me of something, make up something. Yeah. I don't know, but I believe that that's gonna happen, because they can't sleep well. Believe me, they just do not sleep. You know.
Okay. Well, truth is on your side, and we pray that it prevails.
Well, whatever truth is on the side, and you know, on God's side to prevail. That's what I'm looking at. You know, because I always says, you know, I don't want to be my wrath against them, or my, you know, I want God's wrath against them, because that's gonna be much bigger and much worse for them. You know.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay. Well,
thank you so much,
and thank you everybody for tuning in. I will see you for part 2, maybe part 3.